Michael rang me one day and he said to me, there's a father and a young fella after being in here, he says, and they're inquiring about, he says, they were letting on, they were inquiring about buying a car, he says, but really what they're looking for, he says, the fathers have been down to Mondello, and they've gone round the whole length of Mondello, he said, and they were looking at lads from Formula 4, and they're looking at this, and they're really looking for someone to run the car. And he said, I gave him your number, he says, now he'll probably ring you. So I said, well, who's his name? Oh, he says, the fella he has a pub in Dublin, he says, his name is Shanahan from Tipperary. And he said, the young fella's mad to go racing. No, God, so I should send him on. At this stage we were running Mark on his own, so anyway, I got the phone call from another Tipperary man called Neil Shanahan and his wife, who I'm delighted to see here tonight. And how are you? Would be the opening statement always from Liam. Can I come down and see you? Oh, bullet to get down. So I said, of course you can. Told me what Neil had did in karting and all. I said, oh, should we love to see him? I said, and they all happened we'd have in our place in the garage. There would always be the kettle. Dinny used to boil. I think we went through more kettles than we did through racing tours, as the kettle was always on and everyone got a cup of tea. So I said to Liam, I'll have the tea and the sandwiches on. So we arranged anyway that he would come down one night, and this is why I have the story of meeting the Shanahans. Some people meet the Falkers, I met the Shanahans. So I get the phone call, we're leaving. Alright, so he's on the way, yeah, okay, so, and had the ham sandwich and the Swiss roll, I'll never forget the chocolate Swiss roll, covered over with the white cloth and making an impression, and we get this fella. So anyway, I'm waiting, and waiting, and waiting, I said, Jesus Christ, I have to say, they've given up. And they've given up. Don't be worried, someone will come, phone rings. How are you? Oh, who's that? Liam Shanahan, how are you, Liam? We're a little bit delayed. Oh, right. Do you know where the Cullenmore Bends are? I said, I do, they're outside of Ashford, yeah. Well, we're kind of stuck at the moment out here. Oh, that's terrible. I said, and what's wrong? Are you on the road? Well, we're a little bit off the road. Now, if you've ever gone to Wicklow and you passed the what's it called? The Green Lizard pub, I'm sure you all remember it. After that, there was the most beautifulest 60-degree bend that you would take at about 40 miles an hour. And then you went into a series of S-bends, and everyone in the county knew it, but when I'd be travelling to Dublin every day when I was working in motor distributors, every Sunday or every Monday morning, there'd be 4 or 5 cars buried in the ditch because the Jack Ian had no appreciation of the S-bends. So I said, how far up are you? Oh, he says, we're up the bank. And I said, oh, what are you doing up the bank? Well, we kind of lost it, he said. I said, lost what? We lost the car, he said, we spun it and we're up the bank. Well, can you not drive down? Well, we're kind of stuck. I said, are you stuck bad? Well, I can see light out through the back seat of the car. He said, that's the same as if you're stuck. He said, would you get a breakdown, Mike? And I said, I will, I'll get a breakdown. So I rang my mate, I said, listen, there's a Tipperary fella, I said, and he's bringing a young fella down here to race, I said, and geez, they must be very quick because the man's after going off. They must be first fast drivers. But I said, he's gone up a ditch. I thought, God, Mick, he couldn't have gone up. I said, he's up the ditch. But so, you know, he's telling me there's light coming through the floor, so I hope to God he hasn't taken... You remember the matchsticks that we all had a clatter with? But in Wicklow we made them of steel. So anyway, I said, Liam, I'll be out till you stay where you are. So I got in the car and I went out anyway. I rang my local friends in the Garda barracks and I said, listen lads, if you're out around that way, would you ever call over? We have a fella after going off the road out there, and I said, it's a very dangerous bend, maybe he's a throw up a new triangle while we're towing him down. He says he's stuck. So I arrived out and the first time meet the Shanahans. How are you? Oh, grand, they're a bit far up there, yeah. So what happened was he come round the corner, where the locals took it at 40, our man took it at 90. And Neil was sitting in the front, and Oisin O'Brien was in the back. And they went over the stake, it split the floor of the car, and they went up the bank. That was my first meeting with Liam, Neil and Oisin. So we loaded up the car went off to the garage to be told the next day was a write-off. They came down to the house. Neil couldn't wait to get into the car, so we put him in the car. After I think about 14 cups of tea, deal was done. We now had, Neil Shanahan had arrived at Motorsport. And in his first year, myself and Liam went up to Northern Ireland. We bought a second-hand car off Richard Lyons, and the lovely thing about dealing with the Northern people, we got everything. They gave us the garage, because I remember that day we went up, They were giving us out piston rings and everything. They just cleaned the place out. We got this Formula Ford, brought it home, we got it ready, and we took Neil out in his first race, for his first test day. And I'll never forget, there was another team there testing, a renowned team in Formula Ford, and we had advised Neil, and we'd walked the track, we'd done all the usual professional things you do, and got him ready and sent him out. And he'd done his first 10 lap shakedown, and his next 10 lap he was underneath the lap record. And one of these people from the other team came down and says, Mick, I think my watch is a bit troubled today, would you have a spare set of watch? I said, there's nothing wrong with your watch, son. That's how quick this kid is. So he came on as, he'd come from karting. The enthusiasm in him was just savage. This man wanted to get to Formula 1, just give me the programme and I will get there. So as you can see, he was Irish Formula Ford 1600 Championship in 1997. He won the Sexton Trophy, which is Driver of the Year, in 1997. We then moved on into Formula Ford Z-Tech, and himself and Mark raced Z-Techs together, and he was Irish Formula Ford Z-Tech champion. He won the Sexton Trophy, he won the Barney Manning Trophy, and he had won the Sexton Trophy twice. Now when I was racing, and Bob's here tonight, and Bob was in dealer team Opel, there was a certain man called Frank O'Rourke, and I competed against Frank O'Rourke, and I'll never forget, Frank won the Sexton in 1997, I can't remember now, but Frank won the Sexton Trophy 2 years in the trot, and I was runner-up, and it was killing me that I hadn't beaten him. And here I had found a young driver who won it, and it was like I won it myself. I was so happy that we had won, that this young driver had won it. And to win the Sexton Trophy twice, as we all know in this house, it's an absolute amazing thing to do. So during this period of time, Van Diemen, who I knew very well, with Ralph Fairman, and Angie was from down the road in County Kildare, John Hugh Pritchard was from Northern Ireland, and I had a good working relationship with these people, and I was buying spare parts, and it was a good time, and they were watching what Neil was doing. So after every race meeting, I'd have to ring Ralph, or he'd be on to me, how's he doing? He won. And Neil just got this winning feeling, and you couldn't stop winning. It was just his nature to win. So we moved to England in 1999, and he became part of the works team. He moved away from home, and Tom Ryan, he moved in with Tom Ryan, who became a father figure. Now Tom Ryan was a father figure for everybody. Neil went to live in the house, and that was Tom Ryan. He opened his house, he took in Irish drivers, many Irish drivers. I sent Irish drivers over there for training, to train on the military bases where the British forces trained on the beaches, and Tom took them in and trained them. So myself and Tom had a great working relationship. So Neil becomes a works driver for Van Diemen. Top job. That was the best job to have. So in 1999, he was a works driver for Van Diemen. And I'll never forget his first race. His first race, I think he qualified 4th or 5th. I can't be sure now, the mind is drifting a little bit. But he got the lead after the second lap, and he started to pull away, and out the country, I think it was Murray, a fellow called Murray, I think they touched and he got pushed off a little bit. But anyway, Neil finished forward and he came in, we were delighted with him. And he said to me, you know, Mick, he says, this is like being a Mondello. He says, I was going to run away with that. He said, I think I got to win maybe a little bit on the grass. And he said, you know, somebody said, I was even laughing to myself. Here I was all over again. He just took England by storm. And unfortunately, there's a sad part to life, and there's a sad part. There's good days in motorsport, and there's tragic days in motorsport. And unfortunately, on the 31st of May, we had a terrible, tragic day at Oulton Park. And